I don't understand the clap like that. Like,
It's the clap for the
yeah. So
Directors.
why are you?
Hi, everybody.
You're on camera. Why don't we just snap a beer? Come on.
Mine's already open.
So hey
Hi,
everybody,
everybody.
welcome to episode 51 of What Are You Drinking Now here at the office. We want to take a second to tell everybody Happy Memorial Day.
Yep.
And
Cheers.
thank you for all the heroes that gave their life and sacrifice for us to be able to do what we want as a free nation today.
Absolutely.
So after all that, you can see the background's changed. We are coming out of the bunker.
Woo.
We're in our phase 2 stage of the bunker. We moved up 25 feet, so we're only 25 down. We
We actually
eyes
can
on the
see.
world. I think tonight all of our palate cleansers, we're giving some high praise, props to Riceville Beach
Riceville
Brewery.
Beach.
Unintentional.
I think
But
all
we
four of us,
all have.
different Riceville Beach Brewery beers.
We didn't plan that.
No.
So what do you have, Rob?
I have the Pipe and Clover. I've had this a couple weeks in a row. I do like it. It's a nice little pills.
I have the Kolsch Crush. That's always a fun one. It's that Kolsch with the vanilla and the orange.
I got the Airly Amber. I haven't had this one before. It's pretty good. Like nice and malty. I like it.
Yep, solid.
Nice. I'm on the Puppy Drum Pale Ale. Really nice hop character with a solid malt tone.
Cool.
So jump right into it.
Yeah. So who's got the first beer over there?
I messed up again too.
This is a hard one, man.
So while Josh is picking over there to see what we have, keep picking. We can now officially say that Josh has now become an official member of the
Let's do
office
that.
family.
Yay!
He will be starting work this week.
What we
We
do?
will be turning him into our little
Okay, let's do it that way this time.
I'm very excited.
And
Oh, yeah.
Christina gets to put him through the paces first.
Oh yeah,
I get to boss him around for a little bit.
I screwed up my glass.
we're gonna have so much fun together.
I know, I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
The
Please
newest
stop
member
talking
of
to
the
Steve.
team.
He's already done that. He's forgot to pour in his glass, the wrong glass.
Okay, grab an extra one.
Rob, are you trying to talk strange about me while
No, I said you weren't gonna go talk to Steve right now.
Steve's fired.
Yeah,
Took care of him before the show.
I'm taking Steve's place.
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Look, he
You
said,
gotta let
look,
Steve
and I
know.
quote, "You can't fire me. I don't work here. I'm an intern."
An unpaid.
Woo.
And I was like, "Don't worry, Steve. The glitch will work itself out." I might have done a little bit of a heavy pour. Did you guys get enough?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, I guess I did it just right.
So this is that's
Yeah,
okay.
it's about the same.
This is a new one we got last week.
Alright, so you guys remember a few weeks back we did the, it might have been last week, we did the root beer.
The root beer from
The Row Hard
Root
root beer
Cellar.
from Root Cellars. Josh has actually picked their sister beer. It's the Pedal Hard ginger beer.
And Josh actually told us during that tasting that
Oh,
we
yeah.
needed to get
We
the.
needed to get this.
So I am definitely very familiar with this, since the reason why I picked it. I absolutely love this stuff. If it's still the same as I remember it. But these guys, what they're doing with these like alternative beverages outside of beer, I mean, these guys are. Oh,
Hitting
where'd
it
the ball go? Oh,
out of the park.
Yeah.
So this again, it's a 12-ounce can, $2.75, and we got an ABV on this one of 5.3.
Not too bad.
Lots of ginger on the nose.
Yeah, definite straight up ginger on the nose.
Almost a
Yes.
sugariness too. You can almost smell like a mild sweetness. I know you
Yeah.
can't really smell sweet or
Well,
not
you
sweet, but it's
can,
got
but-
like
One thing that normally throws me on ginger beers is they come across very sweet a lot of times. To me.
Ginger beers, yeah, I think a lot of alcoholic ones. Well, ginger ale in general is sweet, but there's also a citrine quality to it. And I'm just gonna say citrine because it's beyond just lemon, lime. It's like the big three: lemon, lime, orange, and then really cool ones get into some grapefruit or pineapple tones. Take Reed's out there just as a ginger ale. I've always thought, man, this would be great as a hard ginger ale, and I bet there are versions of it, but this is like pretty much
this
what I
is
was
pretty
thinking.
standard. It's like basically ginger and sugar though. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have a lot of those outside qualities.
There's like a Bermuda hard ginger that
Yeah.
I definitely would prefer this to that.
Yeah.
I'm not really gonna name drop there because that's not.
There are a lot of other ginger beers out there where it's like a lot less of the ginger flavor. It almost feels artificial with the way they pull it off. This one tastes like actual ginger. It reminds me of like when you buy like the dried ginger. with
ginger
sugar.
candies, yeah. I was
it's like-
supposed to
it's
say
like
that.
Eat like the crystallized ginger, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So on the nose, to me, it's the pickled ginger at a
At
Asian
sushi bar?
restaurant. Yeah.
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 But the
Which I
flavor,
eat that regularly.
The
Like
ginger
that's
bar,
a go-to
pickled
snack
ginger,
for
yeah.
me.
the flavor though is definitely it is sweeter. I don't think it's as sweet as a lot that I've had.
I think it's a lot less. I mean, it's still sweet, but
It's not. It doesn't have the cloying sweetness that I felt the root beer left me in the end. Maybe the ginger helps clean that up. But I remember that root beer had plenty of those spices that we're talking about.
Mhm.
You know, those old root beer flavors. And this just has a really fresh feel. I might even like this over ice. Now the big question, guys, people are gonna want to know: can this make a Moscow Mule?
Oh,
It's gonna be
absolutely.
dark and
This would
stormy.
be,
dude,
I sent
Yeah.
her out the door this week. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure
this
she
would
came back
be
from-
wonderful for a
from
cocktail.
experience, like this is the absolute best ginger beer for cocktail making I've found.
It's
personally.
really nice.
Yeah, I can see some dark rum in this, and you have a nice little dark and stormy.
Yeah.
It's
such
really
a good
clean.
cocktail.
It's got a good texture. Again, with the root beer last week, it had that like really good, like almost soda quality fizzle. And I think this is doing kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I mean it's right in the same vein. I don't think it's near as carbonated as the root beer was to me. I'm not getting a lot of the fizzy bubbly.
I'm gonna say I was more
It's
impressed with the root
yeah.
beer though. Not
Oh,
that
yeah.
this is bad, but I think between the two, I'm gonna side with the root
Root
beer.
I
as
just think
far
it's
as my
cool to get
preference.
like a couple of the different ones from in there. But
Absolutely.
But yeah, but
yeah.
I
This is really
I
good.
still think they're great party flavor.
Yeah.
You know, throw in the cooler as well. This one brings up the idea of mixing, and it might bring you back to thinking what you could do mixing with the root beer. There.
Even like you said, Nick, kind of over ice with maybe a lime wedge on the side or something.
Yeah.
on the side sipper right
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see picking this up and throwing a six pack every now and then.
hmm
Not a problem. Yeah, that's.
It's
that's
pretty
nice to
yummy,
hear.
guys. If you guys like ginger ale or any sort of ginger flavor, you'll love this.
Again, do they call it a ginger beer?
They do.
Okay.
It says ginger beer right on it. Kettle hard ginger beer.
So it's not a hard ginger ale; it's a ginger beer.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
And it looks as if same sort of ingredient setup: ginger root, molasses, and pure cane sugar. Which last week was molasses, pure cane, and whatever the root is, the sarsaparilla.
Yeah,
root.
I definitely get the feeling, and like, you know, maybe I'm just getting fooled, but I definitely get the feeling these things are brewed together, that these spices undergo the brewing as well as, you know, just the sugars.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I
It's
think that's
not
what
like
gives
we
it
just
such a
have
unique,
some-
like such a strong, unique flavor.
Not added.
Yeah, we're not just
candy or whatever.
pitching flavors in a hard soda.
They just not all of these alternative beverages, you know, like not your father's can go somewhere else, you know, compared to like the root beer. This stuff
Yeah.
right here, some of the other brands of ginger beers I've had can just like walk out the door compared to this.
Probably the use of the pure sugar versus malt grain
Yeah,
here.
and the molasses, you know, I can taste a little bit. I feel like there's less molasses in this one than there was in the root beer.
Well,
For
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
But you can get that kind of lingering, like,
Oh yeah.
We've already
There it is.
finished ours. I think everybody has, but it was super clear in color. It had this just like kind of very pale opaqueness to it, but overall it was pretty clean and clear.
they're really tasty though.
What do you
So
think? You want to go
that-
next?
Yeah, I'll go next for
Oh,
sure.
that wasn't your choice. The way you described it.
No, that wasn't mine. That was actually Josh's.
Oh,
pick
well, why
for-
didn't Josh get to describe it?
You know, sometimes you just have to take the back seat.
Well, we all kind of jumped in the
she's
middle
all-
of
she's
it.
all-
He did the introduction.
Yeah.
She's already getting on the whole bossing you thing.
Yeah.
I know. Kind of one of those things, you know, like when you're sitting in the passenger seat, you gotta try your best not to tell people to hit the brakes and turn here.
Don't reach for the steering wheel.
All right, guys, let's.
You know, I want to remind you, Machiavelli asked the prince, is it better to be feared or loved? I think I'll definitely go with love.
All right, we're gonna head to Sycamore. Sycamore Brewing. We just got this in today.
So- None of us have had it.
None of us have had a sip of this yet. It is the Paloma Gosa or Ghost, whichever way you.
Steve came back for his last check.
Are you okay?
You hear it too?
What?
No.
I'll just look. I thought I heard something.
So it's a Gosa style with citrus. We don't know what Nick is gonna do. Can is beautiful, guys. It's got all these wonderful, like, kind of tropical colors, the blues, the pinks. So it's gonna be a nice
Is that a
tart
grapefruit
sour. I can't tell. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be.
Is
Maybe
that-
a little bit of a grapefruit, slice of lime, maybe an agave plant or something blue. I don't know.
It's got some like old school 80s vibes going on with that.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Some like members only, like windbreakers going on.
It's a little bit darker in color than I thought it was gonna be. It's already got that like orange tone to it.
I don't know where Nick went.
We don't know where Nick went. He heard something.
It's all good.
And apparently we now have it. We are all
Yeah,
All
I think
clear.
it's just a unit turning on and off.
Gotta watch some units.
those units will get you every
Get
time.
turned on.
Shoot, probably was just ice dropping. What was that?
Really tart up front. Like it smells.
This is not your
Fruity.
usual Goza color.
That's I made that comment when I poured it. You were checking on
Which you would
your
have heard if you
on the
been here.
units.
That's an interesting little taste or smell.
It's like I'm getting malt smell with the sour, so it's like a little.
Whoa.
So what's this say that is this a Goza?
Goza style brewed with citrus. Give us the rundown on it, Josh, since it's in your hand.
Yeah, so ruby red grapefruit, bright red lime. No, not bright red lime, bright lime.
Red limes, yeah.
Agave syrup.
Red limes, I'm sure Nick's.
Agave, I was right. That's what
Yeah.
the little plant
Fruit
was.
by-
And just a pinch of salt, and then it goes a base.
So
Welcome to the fiesta.
Gozas are gonna have salt, correct?
Yeah,
That's
gozas are
why
always
they're-
going to be, traditionally they're a lightly sour ale with salt.
Salt.
Now, there are some American gozas that took the lightly sour with a grain of salt, and they
And-
kind of went like,
This is
distill. Yeah, but there are a couple out there that are like, oh my god, my like face is like crinkling.
I like the whole
traditionally
Marco
not
beer.
that sour.
Sorry.
and tradition. This is very much traditionally in the fact that it's not that sour. It's got a little tartness right up at the front for me, and then it turns into more of that standard beer flavor. Little
It's
bit
like
of
a
a
margarita. Yeah.
This is really cool. This is really good. This is exactly the level of sour I would
The
look
lime
for.
definitely comes through.
Yeah, this is the level of sour I would look for.
I don't taste a lot of the grapefruit.
I do get
I'm
the
tasting
salt.
a lot more of the lime.
So
Lime's definitely
Yeah,
taking over. Agave
so
is strong in
I'm
this.
gonna. The agave is strong. So I'm going
A little
to.
foreshadowing, huh?
Yeah. So I'm gonna let you in. I had before while we were setting up. I had the other Goza we got today, the Sweetwater
Dank tank.
Dank
Dank,
Tank,
the-
which is
Gozes on fire, something
Yeah.
like that. Gozes on fire.
Gozes are
free.
free.
Yeah, something like that.
And it had a coconut base, so it had the lime, salt, and coconut.
With the lime and the coconut.
There's your new song. Do we have to do Baby Shark again?
No, I will take that one over Baby Shark.
Yeah.
We've,
Josh keeps
we've
getting
been
songs stuck in
singing
his head.
all the songs that get stuck in everybody's head that nobody wants to
So
hear.
I'm actually missing after having that coconut. I'm actually missing that in this Goza. I mean, I know it's completely different, but I know the flavor profile. Theirs is with the coconut. This is with the grapefruit.
If there was a coconut feeling to this, though, it would be like the perfect like.
I
tropical-
almost picked that one for tonight. Maybe we'll do that one next week.
I'm
But
recalling some of the
um,
flavors in the Elgos of the Avery and the AMB, but this definitely has a darker tone, and I guess maybe that's the agave having
Maybe.
that like
Maybe
it could be an amber agave, not a clear,
Mhm.
giving it some color. Definitely that caramel malting, the agave.
Yeah, it
also
does
be
have a lot
grapefruit.
more of that typical beer flavor. The maltiness is coming through.
I mean,
like
That
I think it's
agave,
got the
really, I
hazelnut
really
smell.
taste
But
that.
this
on
is the
finish.
go style that I like. I mean, if I'm kind of like, am I drinking a Highlander or beer? Like, what is
Yeah.
this? This is like daytime drinking at its finest.
This is nice because you get that little bit of sour without like the absolute terrifying like worry of heartburn.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and
doesn't
I
turn your
always,
mouth inside out.
I always like gozes. Like I think you were just saying, day drinking or something like poolside.
Yeah,
beach.
poolside kind
I
of-
always like gozes for
They're
that.
great for a hot day, but
Yeah.
it's like I don't want them too sour, you know. 'Cause it's
I'll
like-
be honest, I was kind of the two we got, this was the one that I was like, whatever, I definitely want to go coconut
Yeah.
style, because that's a little bit more intriguing, but I am very happy with this.
What do you think about the
this is,
label?
I love the label, absolutely love it. It would
Yeah.
it would catch my eye at a bottle shop.
I noticed
for
when I
sure.
relook at the label, I noticed they bronzed out. I think bronze would be the color, the sycamore, and the style of the beer. So it's almost like they're getting you ready for a little bit of color
Okay.
that you would
In the beer.
You know, like let's say you made a margarita, you used gold
Mm-hmm.
tequila rather than clear tequila.
I gotta say, I like
And so this is a
lot
gold
of-
beer, not a clear or a white
Sure.
beer. And I think that's important for those drinkers to know.
I like a lot of Sycamore labels. They're the ones that
I
did
do.
the label that had to get censored
That's
on
right.
Christmas.
Yes.
They're fun.
Yeah, they had to
They're-
get everything
They're vinyl, they're not
relabeled.
going to melt off from your thing. They're really bright colors, like Christina was saying. So, a good nod, I think, from everybody right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy the sips and
They're-
all
they're-
that.
I
This will
definitely-
definitely go in a 6-pack as long as we have it. This will be a go-to for me
Yeah,
because
I
this is one of my
definitely
go-to kind of styles. And now it's 90 degrees in the middle of the day, and it's awesome, super refreshing.
This will taste great over the smell of Thompson's water seal.
So Nick just tried to use his horsepower to lift that can out of the ice.
I should,
You
because
totally did.
this
it.
is a member of the X Series release from Aviator. It is a period of hazy beers. Aviator Brewing Company, in their hidden base, combined an arsenal of hops.
You gotta read it like you're reading the scroll from Star Wars.
Yeah, it should be going
To thwart the galactic empire
Yeah, that's
of
what
boring,
I-
hazy
that'd be
India
nice.
pale ales, may the haze be with you, you rebel scum. This is
Definite play on Star Wars.
The haze.
First.
Is that the
Oh,
movie it's
this
based?
one.
I was trying
Yeah.
to figure out what movie it was based on.
I
all night.
heard it's a small little
Hey, Josh.
franchise.
what's Darth Vader's little fighter thing called?
The TIE Fighter?
Yeah, I think we're inside like the TIE Fighter, or
That's
we're where the Emperor looks at.
That actually is a TIE Fighter window.
I'm not sure which it is. Yeah.
No, I spent many years playing X-Wing versus TIE Fighter on
Okay.
I'm
PC.
sure Josh was gonna say
I
he's
mean,
spent many years in a TIE Fighter.
No.
Like, sure you did, Josh.
No,
I really thought that's where you were
I
going
have
to.
X-Wing versus TIE Fighter on my PC today, and I've got a joystick, and I can sit there.
Is he still
I'm
talking
gonna-
about this? His joystick, huh?
I'm not a Star Wars fan at all.
Let me take a wild guess that this is an IPA.
It's a hazy
It
idea.
is. It seems like.
He just said the haze is strong with this one.
Says the haze. It's part of the X series. I think there's a little more written there. I'll let you guys
So
probe the
it's
can.
part of the X series, and it's a TIE Fighter cockpit, not an X-Wing cockpit.
But it's definitely playing
So,
on the dark side.
We can nitpick that all we want to, but
Okay.
but when's somebody gonna put a B-wing?
Whoa, the aromas are coming off hardcore with this.
Whoa.
I'm just pouring it in. It is very
You know how there's
aromatic.
like lactic aromatics in these hazies? Well, this one smells like Icelandic skyr.
Here.
It's just one of those things where it's like hops don't love me anymore like they used to.
There is definitely hops, but I'm definitely smelling everything that makes a NEPA over being an IPA.
Oh, this is a New England IPA.
Definitely.
125
The creaminess,
I mean, you
the
can
color,
smell
the
it.
haze.
What's the IBU on that?
That's what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for everything. IBUs are not listed. Does come in a pint-sized can. ABV on this one is 6.4, pretty respectable. Nothing super
Taller than
low,
Oliver
nothing
Reed.
super crazy high. Aviator, I don't think we mentioned. Sycamore was a North Carolina brewery. Aviator's a North Carolina brewery.
And a Fuquay.
Fuquay
The
Marina.
only one that
Shout out to
Didn't
Kayla.
go to
one or two
night
nights
tonight was Josh, and he went to Root Cellars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Again, guys, crazy hazy. You can't see through this at
Yeah,
all.
crazy hazy. I
Crazy
like that.
haze.
I enjoy this for a few things. I know you guys, like Nick is not a NEPA guy. He loves IPAs. This whole New England IPA challenge thing has kind of gotten a little old. Now, I know you can't suggest
So I have to
about that.
say, we've not necessarily steered away from the hazies. I've just noticed that there's gotten to be less available as far as like choices. I think maybe the industry might be starting to steer away from it also.
Yeah,
Well,
I think there's going to be a new craze coming out.
We thought there would be
It always
that,
rotates.
and we know that eventually there will be a place in the lineup for a hazy IPA. But our brewer's going to have 3 different ones during the year. No, they're going to have the one that they release at some time in the year.
Yeah.
I'm liking the flavor a lot on this one, guys. I don't know.
I do. It's very refreshing. It's a soft flavor initially.
It
Like
tastes
this-
like bitter orange juice to me. Like it tastes like the Italian like aranciata with like less sugar. You know, like
Aranciata? Yeah.
To me,
I
it
get
tastes a lot of the orange.
Yeah, a lot of the orange.
Almost
And
that
I picked
orange
that up on
peel.
those too.
Yeah. Mild grapefruit, but not anything overwhelming. Sometimes the grapefruit to me can be a little bit overwhelming, especially in these New England styles. But this one's definitely orangey.
I was reminded of Otter Creek on the oranginess, but just not so orangey. But definitely in the style, true to style, you know, right in the vein of Otter Creek. However, it still keeps that Carolina take on this, which I think is refreshing over boldness, always with these hazy IPAs.
Exactly. With the aroma, I thought the flavor was going to really punch me. But there's a lot on the nose, but it's light on the palate,
Oh yeah, no, this is.
It's
which is
like
a little bit surprising.
It's like a ready, set, go. Like
Yeah.
smell it for it,
Smell
take
a lot
your
of it.
time, and then go for it.
I would love to try this on like a freshly tapped keg on draft. I would love to see like what a big heaping pint of it would like.
Do you think the florals would open up a little more for us? Because I'm really just not getting much.
Sometimes, I mean, it really depends on like when it. I would almost want it like the day after it was keg, kind of like I want to see like how
Little
this
hot.
is super fresh.
super fresh.
Like, I mean, it's like just throw it in the cooler so it's cold enough to serve. Kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
That's another thing. I did pull this straight off ice, and we're talking about subdued flavors, and I'm wondering, is our serving tent maybe too cold?
It could be a little cool for this. I don't think it's.
I even said Josh was cupping his glass a little bit.
I mean,
I'm appreciating the cool, refreshing.
I kind of like it that way. Again, those reserved flavors might, be from the temperature, but I don't see it would be changing that much from just a little bit more.
5.6.
I was just thinking that. I mean, that's funny that Josh did that, but I mean, I was just thinking that I haven't had a reaction of belching as much beer as we've drank. I haven't had a reaction of belching for a couple weeks.
She go to
Oh
a
my
doctor.
gosh, maybe there's something wrong with you.
Maybe.
Is it just going out the other end?
No.
Let's hope not, since I'm
She
sitting
has-
right next to
She
you.
hasn't smelled it for the past couple weeks.
You talking about that weird nose whistle thing he does?
So,
I like it. It's not knocking my socks off, but I enjoy it.
Liar, you're not even wearing socks.
True that. I'm not.
I always wondered how hard you'd have to get hit that your socks get knocked off.
I was
it's
just watching a
good to
video
tell-
of people getting
I saw that.
crossovered,
On High Street in
and
Columbus.
this guy got knocked out of his shoes.
I saw that happen on High Street in Columbus, Ohio one night. The guy was
Yeah.
right next to me.
He got crossed up, and next thing you know, like both shoes, he was out of them.
What was funny was I later played a concert in that same venue, that same bar. It wasn't on High Street, it was on Neal, right on top of the Cat, for those who are wondering. And I played a show there. It's the only place in
So
Columbus where you play a
sweet.
real hand V3. It's the house organ, so you set up your keys next to it, and you're in the pit. But
Glasses guys.
yeah.
All right, we're moving on to the
So-
wine.
So in there at the, oh my God, the night we played there, same thing happened to another guy. And I was like, I am never standing on this spot on the sidewalk ever again. If I do, I'm tying my shoes really tightly.
So I picked a wine that
Wow,
Josh
this color, this is fabulous.
absolutely not gonna like because he's not a Pinot Noir fan.
Oh, I
Neither
didn't
am
know
I.
about this wine just by
Neither am
label
I
alone.
at all. I have never found a Pinot Noir I enjoy.
Ah, it smells like
So-
fruit wine.
So
Oh.
this is High Roller Pinot Noir
Oh,
Cool label.
God.
from
I-
the Central Coast, California,
I do love the chip.
2017. I know absolutely nothing about this wine. I picked it up on a recommendation and have not tried it. So this is going to be a new experience for all of us.
Do you know what somebody once told me? I heard these guys knocking Pinot Noir already. You should not compare Pinot Noir to other varietals. You should compare Pinot Noir to itself.
Agreed. No, I'm saying I have tried, I can't tell you how many to find one that I enjoy. I have yet to find one I like. Maybe High Roller is the one for me. We'll see.
You know, you shouldn't compare celery to onions. I still don't like celery.
It's not going to make
No.
me I'm
This
more
is-
of an onion fan.
This has got an extracted nose on it. And what I mean by that is that the wine's been extracted for flavor. Which, excuse me.
See, there you go.
Quit
There
complaining.
you go.
Careful what you wish for.
4.2 out of...
No, more like 3.
It was a new mattress more than like a
Three
sand
out of
dress.
Yeah. Okay, so
It was no wonder.
California is doing a lot of extraction on the Pinot Noirs. That's what I'm getting on this. This is classic California now. I shouldn't say classic because it's been something that's just happened in the past 15 years.
So you're saying...
I'm gonna
you
let
think
you get back to
this
this,
was
but I
juice?
want us to extrapolate on extraction a little more in this discussion since you brought that up in
Is
your
this like,
intro.
is this juice?
But go ahead. Let's hear about High Roller, and then we'll get into that.
Okay, for me, I mean,
I smell really nothing on the nose.
I
Like,
get-
it's light.
see,
So what's the specific region? California? What?
It's
Central
central.
Coast. Central Coast.
I'm getting like mustard. Like actual brown mustard. Like not like yellow mustard.
Hold on. Almost
That's
like the stone ground.
Like specifically like the herb
I would
mustard.
even go right back to the herb. I have some on the side of my yard. I have like the pods I'm drying. And I even used powdered mustard on my tuna tonight. And when I like opened up the powdered mustard and used a little next to the ginger, it had this just musty, powdery kind of like. It's very light, but it's just one of the things. Have you guys do you eat mustard greens?
Ooh, I just got
It's
You know what I'm
there.
saying? Like
it. I
It's
just got it.
definitely there.
Yeah,
It's
almost
there.
like vegetable quality meats. It's kind of
once
like
you
a fresh
register,
mustard
you can't
green.
get rid
I
of it.
hate
But,
that's all I can
but it's
smell.
right there at the, and then bam. So I was getting a little, like, candied cherry.
I was
to
getting
begin with.
fruit and then mustard.
And then,
Once you smell
That's
it, it doesn't
well,
go
I
away.
can't get rid of it. As
Yeah,
soon
that's-
as you said it, I was like, oh my,
There's
that's
definitely-
exactly
I've been cooking so much
Herbaceous
brown
there
mustard
that-
lately. Like I've been making my own blackening
And,
seasoning
uh,
stuff.
It's funny. He
It's-
called out. I had a sauce last night,
the amount of
and I had
the
a
galangal.
teaspoon. I had 1 teaspoon and a whole half pint of like a whole honey barbecue sauce was ground mustard. And Josh, without even looking at it or anything, he goes,
I love it. I'm actually
a
a
little bit of mustard in there.
I'm a huge mustard fan.
I love
I
mustard.
love it.
That's great.
That's what I
you
enjoy.
just call. Now,
Overlooked,
let me tell you this. So this may be proving a theory of I don't know the exact name of it, but basically you can convince a group of people that there's
The power of suggestion is a real thing.
Also,
Absolutely, absolutely.
And Josh has brought this up to me before, and my work through the Wine Spectator courses have shown me this. It's going to be helpful for a tasting group to find a familiar taste that we know that has a variance and a spectrum and even different experiences of that flavor. Not everybody tastes mustard the same. Some people are like, this is hot, I can't eat this. And other people are like, oh, it's just juicy and good. And it'll be like the same mustard.
Unless you eat Coleman's mustard and then it's just hot.
Of course, in the world of mustard, there's yellow mustard, there's brown stone ground, there's honey mustard. And so we can start talking about all these different inflections. It's a metaphor to carry what we're saying about the taste, as well as it's a very
I can
real
do
world,
that.
tangible taste. So,
So I took my first sip, guys. I'm not loving it.
this is drier than I expected.
It is.
Yeah, dry would be definitely a word I think of. It's not fruitful and
And
juicy.
I was expecting off the nose, especially the initial nose, to have a juiciness.
Second
to it.
sip, I got a little bit more of a drier sensation, but it's pretty reserved. It stays
astringency
put. Like
low.
it's not like jumping. It doesn't dry out my whole palate. There's
No, it's
definitely
not
not any sort
astringent.
of like.
I have to say it's a little bit more tannic than I thought it would be.
That's what I was going at. Yeah.
Because I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
a little
like-
of that going on.
Well, mine is just on my
With the bottom.
tongue. I'm not getting anything
I'm
anywhere
getting
else.
just a slight bit.
Just like
Like
towards
right-
the bottom of your teeth, you know,
Yeah.
like not like full
Oh,
on.
see, I'm not
heavy
really
cap.
getting any of that.
See, and which really surprises me because on the initial nose where I got that extraction, normally that is going to bring out more fruit and bring out more sweetness to the wine.
I really thought it was gonna be free.
So
Yeah.
think about the name again. High roller with a poker chip on the top. Like a high roller is somebody who comes right on out, bets heavy. They'll push people off the table, and there's not much behind it. And it's like if you're a true bettor, a true gamer in poker, that's what I'm seeing on there. Is you play into that, you just play right behind it, just like a cab or a deeper varietal would do.
I'm still getting a
There's
lot
more
of
to it,
juice
but
right
it's
now,
up
though.
front. It's big. So
Juice
it
right
says,
up
"What am
front.
I eating? What am I?" It's Pinot Noir. It goes with your food. It's not going to take
Yeah.
over the table.
This is definitely a food wine too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very similar to like a little table style wine. I mean, it doesn't
Yeah.
overpower anything. You can kind of put it with a little bit of anything.
yeah, this could go with the fish.
Does Central
This
Coast,
will go with
does
grilled fish,
Central Coast
this will-
really carry much to the endemic terroir versus some of the internal valleys of California? Or do we just get a little brininess from sea air? Are we talking about coastal mountains? And, you know, that's the thing we really got to ask about that. I've never really heard a lot about the mineralities of coastal.
The coastal regions, they get a lot of the morning cold air coming out of them.
Do like San
Yeah.
Francisco's fog. Mm-hmm.
And they'll get a lot of that morning coldness and create the dew, and then they have the sun pretty much baking them the rest of the day.
So what that's known to do is bring you a little thicker skin and give you a little longer hang time so you can maturate your sugars because you have the thick skin so you don't get the breakdown in late season right on the vine. So it's another way of mimicking altitude rise, right? You can do a maritime climate and you'll get like similar.
Which, you know, this just occurred to me with and what you were saying as far as the maturation on vine. I'm interested to see what the harvest is going to be like this year with the COVID issue going on.
What was the year this was harvested? What
This
year was
is
it?
17.
2017.
Is this like more acidic than I wanted it to be?
I think it
There's-
comes across with the dryness, with the tannin.
Yeah.
A little bit. There's still something about it that I'm just.
I'm not
If
gonna
you
lie.
guys go back, my face, I can't.
Were there fires in 2017?
I think there's fires every year.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like
No,
I
it
think-
wasn't the big fire year. I
because
think
there's a
those are
smokiness
2018
that's
grapes.
lingering in there, and I just wonder.
I mean, I don't quite get it.
I get a little funky, like
There's something I can't put
Like
my
mushroom.
Finger on, and I don't like it.
My friends out west used to talk about Pinot foot.
There's
Like
something
when there's a
that-
little bit of a foot, foot.
There's something that's almost like vegetal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but when you
yeah,
said
yeah.
mustard, I was talking about the
And-
mustard green.
and a little bit of like mushroom.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I can't put my finger exactly on what I'm thinking of it, but there's just something there, and I'm with you
So-
too. It's something I'm probably.
Can
not
I open
currently
the
a
discussion
fan of.
on what
Yeah.
do you mean by extract? You keep talking about this Cali style.
So they'll take their juice, not necessarily from one vineyard. They'll combine it together and they'll basically run it through a process where they're extracting out their different negative flavors, whether it be they're basically holding in the sweetness. So they're trying to get the wine more of a fuller body, so its viscosity is a little thicker.
So
Sweetness
almost
will-
aging it without aging it.
Yeah, the sweetness will normally show through a little bit more fruit will show through. So it's normally not as clearer, not as.
So there might be several techniques towards extraction. Some may be chemical, some may be physical.
Yeah.
Some may be temperature time. Time itself is a method of extraction. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like the
Rolling with the high roller theme, what I can see this going with, more so than even food, I'm talking like not cheap, but like intermediate priced cigarillos that came in the can that you bought from the pharmacy. Like the little cheap Macanudos, like
So you're
10 bucks.
talking about it being a cigar type.
When we got
But like I'm talking
Control.
like really mild tobacco and like
Almost-
cigarillo, not actual cigar, just little tiny
We got
cigarillo.
into
Tatiana's.
Tatiana's. We talked
Yeah,
about
Do those
mustard
little
leaf.
like small
Tiny,
not
tiny.
talking about
tiny,
tobacco
too much
leaf.
for it.
You think? Even
Yeah,
the
like-
ones that have like
I
the
think
chocolate, the
that's
vanilla
too
to
I'm
it.
talking, you want the ones that
Green
are like
tobacco
4 inch
leaf.
wide and about
Yeah.
that long.
Yeah, Tatiana's make little tiny flavored ones.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
those,
like rum,
those,
chocolate,
yeah. Oh yeah, the
vanilla,
Dolce,
stuff
yeah.
like
Those
that.
would probably be good.
So,
Yeah, tiny, quick.
in a very mild and subdued way, there's a lot I'm actually enjoying about this wine. Some wines are like the front and center. They are the pivotal. We wouldn't even be talking about this wine if we weren't actually talking about this wine. We would just be drinking it and being like, whatever. What else we
It
got?
does
Just some Manchego in the fridge.
It does taste like wedding wine.
Yeah, some Argentine, some of the.
This is good cheese wine.
What's that Parmesan they make in
And it's a good
Argentina?
cheese wine because it could go with different. It could go with a creamier style cheese. It could go with maybe something
dry
a little bit more
cheese.
crumbly, a little bit more dry. I mean, it's kind of a all around.
I would like to see it with like.
Pedro Romano.
Maybe something a little salty.
I'd like to try Limburger. I know the smell of Limburger throws it off from really being paired with wine, but it's such a mild cheese.
All right,
flavor-wise.
so
Who cracked open the
for
Lindbergh?
dinner I had, and granted I made the burgers on the grill last night, but I had cheeseburger, Swiss, and portobello mushrooms.
Ooh, yeah.
And they were raw portobello mushrooms. They weren't sauteed or anything.
So
they just
Swiss
put
and mushroom. You talked about the mushroom quality.
on- I
Maybe
think
something a little
the
earthy.
ciabatta bun. I think this would be if I would have had this
Well, let's take the
2-3
beef
hours
out.
ago.
Let's
Oh.
take the beef out, and I'm
And
going
do
to
a
throw this at
portobello.
Christina. What do you think about a portobello burger with Swiss?
Absolutely. Yeah.
With
I could
this
do that.
wine? Just
So maybe
everything-
some sauteed onions
like
or
a
something.
brioche, or what kind of? How would you?
I would do a milder bread.
Okay, something
Yeah.
thinner,
Chocolate.
lighter, even like a
Yeah.
Melba. Do it over a Melba, just a
I
nice
also
thin.
been on I've been craving like
Alright.
French onion soup.
Uh-huh.
I think this could probably go
The
with it.
cheese. What's that cheese that's on the French onion?
That's
It's
probably-
usually in provolone.
Yeah, that's provolone for that.
But
Yeah.
you can mix
Which
it
again
up.
is kind of like that little bit of a bite, like cheddar has.
Yeah, but I mean the thing is like
There's
provolone.
also a saltiness to
If you're
provolone.
Well, it's
looking
also
for
just
that,
like what we
it's
said
the
at the
melty-
very beginning.
Like, you gotta get
Well,
like the melty cheese for,
Yeah.
for the French
Yeah.
onion because you want that. You want the
Nice.
corners of it to burn on the side
Don't
of
you
the,
use
on the
bread?
side of the bowl.
You use pieces of bread. What type of bread are you supposed to use?
a couple
like
different
torn
ones.
up
I
French bread, or-
recently found a recipe that used sourdough, which
That's
I was
what I think was
super
always
interested
good,
in.
yeah.
I'm on a
Sourdough's cool.
sourdough kick.
You can't go wrong with 2-day-old baguettes.
Yeah.
I've
cut into
seen
cubes.
French onion done with wine, but I've also seen it done
But
with
this
stout.
proves what we said
No.
after our very
You
first
should
sip and smell,
always
is that
do-
this is could pair with so many different foods.
Yeah.
The trick to French onion soup, for anybody out there watching, for your Food Network fix,
I think that's a good pairing for this.
you
Yeah.
gotta cook your onions low and slow for
Very
at least
low,
an
not
hour.
one.
You don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I'm gonna go ahead.
I wanted to. I give it. I'm trying so hard.
So what's the price point on this guy?
It's mid-range. It's
17.
17.
I'm biased because I don't like Pinot Noir.
Yeah,
And
and I try.
Alright, so,
I like to do blind
Okay,
tastes.
I'll tell you what, before
Great.
we get into our ratings, why don't we circle back around and
And
do
you
the
go ahead and
beers
start.
just
Yeah, it's gonna go great ratings because
Josh, start us off with your ginger beer.
all right, so Pedal Hard ginger beer. That's what that's called, right?
Correct.
That's correct.
Pedal hard.
from Root Cellars.
Oh yeah, Row Hard, Pedal Hard. I don't do either of those.
I biked and canoed with him. This is true.
I can if I have to. Put a gator behind me, both of those change.
We'll
It's
play
like
Run Hard.
for fun. And I don't do it for fun. I'll do it out of survival. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give these guys 1.5 on this one. I can't give it as high as the root beer. 'Cause the root beer was just wow.
Yeah.
This one, really good. If you're looking for something to like mix for a cocktail or something, it's the perfect one. Remember that this one is an alcoholic ginger beer compared to the non-alcoholic ones. Most
So
people
you're adding
make
on top
cocktails.
of the rum
So
or whatever
it-
your liquor is.
It's going to make it have a little bit more of a punch, not much more, but a little bit more.
I mean, it's 5.3.
Well, and if you're not like a huge liquor fan and your friends are like, oh, we want to juice musket, you like put a little bit of vodka in and then just have this thing
Or
on ice. And
If
you'll
you
look like
really
the
want
party.
to, if you really want to, just put a little bit of lime juice in there and a slice of lime on top, and you got a great mocktail. You know.
You got mocktail,
Is
yeah.
it really mocktail because it has alcohol?
It's fake. It's a.
almost
It's like a half.
Can we call it a
mocktail.
party favor?
A mocky mocktail.
a mocked mocktail.
It's like barely alcoholic at that point. It's a lot weaker than it would be with the vodka in it. You know?
So
Honestly, we're
one
just
and a half.
1.5. Flavor's really good. Texture's great. These guys just do a phenomenal job. I'm really impressed with them.
Nick, how about you?
If I gave the root beer a thumb and a half, then I should give this a thumb and a half. If I gave the root beer 2 thumbs up, then I should give this 2 thumbs up.
So you
Because I feel
appreciate them
this
both.
is equally as good. It's a different flavor. And I've always been a fan of root beer and a fan of ginger ale. I don't feel like you have to pick. This is not like, well, Spider-Man universe is this, but Superman, had Batman in his universe. And no, I don't
You're
have
just
to.
opening up another can of
I
worms.
feel like
So many things that were wrong just there.
yeah, no, that's why I'm not even gonna get into it. Root Cellars did a great job. Underlying themes with this. This is not a wheat-driven or barley-driven malt beverage done hard soda. This is back to original recipe, brewed ginger beer. And we love the root beer. I love this. Thumb and a half. I'm just gonna say it. I might say over ice, daytime style, back porch, deep out of the ice. Whereas the root beer was more like kicking back to a movie, done drinking beer, might be having some ice cream while I do this, but definitely that's where I'm at.
So, I think I gave the root beer 1.75.
Mhm.
1.5 for me. And this is going to sound funny, but there's just one reason why.
It's a smaller can.
Exactly.
They used to make the 16s.
The root beer was a 16-ounce can, and I got more enjoyment out of it.
They used to make 16s. of
This is a really good ginger beer. I liked it a lot. $2.75 again. So and that's the thing, same price point as the root beer. That was when it came in, and it was sitting in the stack. I had to look at it twice to make sure that it's what I ordered because I was
You're
expecting a
anticipating
16-ounce
that.
can.
I feel like I asked you like twice. What's that?
Yeah.
No, I know you got that, but what?
Yeah, and so 1.5 just because it's a smaller can. They disappointed me on that.
Yeah, tricksters.
Yeah,
Like
Like
12
it's-
is, 12 is
it's
nice.
that way.
We noticed a little lower carbonation, so maybe a 12-ounce can's fine.
But
the top two.
it's really good. I mean, I think out of the ginger beers I've had, that's probably top one.
Top, yeah. I have to agree, and I'm following suit with everybody. It's a 1.5. I definitely can't give it my full 2. The root beer, there was something about it that just like stole my heart. I loved everything about it. Now this one, again, top ginger beer. Of all the ones I've had, there's one other one that's, I don't think alcoholic, that I enjoy a little bit more. It's made at like a local restaurant in Charleston that I enjoy a lot. But this one is definitely up there with the top ginger beers that I've ever had. Again, a lot to do with the fact that it's in a 12-ounce can, and it's just not the root beer. Like, it is a flavor, maybe difference, but solid ginger beer.
I'm telling you though, like with a little bit of lime
Oh,
And
I
some
actually really
dark
am
rum,
excited.
I want to try.
I think
dark
we
rum.
could use it over lime,
As a
over
mixer?
lemon, over
Mixer,
piña.
mixer may bump it up to
I think as a
1.75.
mixer, this is probably better than the root beer.
You know, and Rob was missing coconut earlier. What do you guys say, mixer? Just drop a shot of Malibu rum in this.
Yeah. Just
Oh.
just a little bit of that like
Coconut
coconutty rum.
Yeah.
It's a blank canvas. That one
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Josh is thinking
Grab a
Dan
sixer
Rum.
and go to the ABC store and have fun.
So next will be the Paloma, which is what I did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 1.25 on this one. I really liked it. I was a little bit surprised by it. The can I really enjoy. I loved the artwork on it. And then it was pretty typical when it came to Goza style, which that's what surprised me. I anticipated it to be a lot more American style, like where that's super, super sour. And it ended up being very light, very refreshing. Not a lot of grapefruit, definitely a little bit more lime. I think maybe if the flavor complexes were a little bit more complex, that might have bumped it up for me. But it was pretty standard, and with a can as exciting as it looked, I'd want something a little bit more fun. But solid beer. Good job, Sycamore.
Yeah, so I have to say, everybody keeps saying the American Gose Big Sour. Lately, past year and a half, a lot of the American Goses have been
More traditional.
Gose. I think that comes from more and more people appreciating sours, Goses, and so forth, and going back to these breweries and saying, hey, don't say it's Gose unless it's Gose.
Well, did Germany come up on tradition overnight?
No. Took a couple 1,500 years, right?
Good old
So,
Reinheitsgebot.
so,
And Ghost wasn't even in that. It took another 500 years.
To get that one.
so, for me, I did like this one. Even though I had the other one right before it. Different flavor profile, but nowhere on the can said it was going to be the same as the one I had before.
Yeah.
If it did, that would have been really creepy. But I did not get, I think like Christina said, I did not get much grapefruit. I'm not even sure why there's grapefruit or if that's grapefruit orange on the can. I'm not sure why it's there. I got the lime, I got the salt, I got the agave.
It's ruby red grapefruit. It's not the white grapefruit.
Okay, so it's not one that's going to stand out anyway.
And there are no red limes in here either.
Those are only in your.
Swallow red limes.
What's your number?
I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to stick with you and go 125. It's good. I like it. I'm a big sour fan. I'm a big Gose fan. I think we're going to have a lot more of these on the show in the next few weeks just because tis the season.
May might as well be Gose.
Yeah, that's what I told a customer yesterday. He came in looking for stuff that we were out of, and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. It's the season. Everybody's starting to buy them. We just ran out. We are getting more of it. So, I mean, yeah, I like this. I think they probably could have left the grapefruit off and been just fine.
Josh.
125.
Josh.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with you guys on the 125. Because it's a really nice representation, like sour level, tartness, acidity, like right in line with what I want to see from a Gose. I could take the lead grapefruit, you know, and I never think I've eaten a grapefruit, twice in my life?
You're not. I've even offered you to like.
Yeah, it's like, I'm good, man. It's like I'd rather starve before I eat a grapefruit, you know? But I mean, like, in stuff, it's fine. But I mean, flavor profile, the lime's there. I guess there's a little bit of grapefruit. There's salt, acid. It's really good. It's a solid one. On a hot day, it'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
I would wish for a little bit of a lighter mouthfeel. Would be about my only criticism, you know? Because like with the darker color and the fruits and stuff.
It got a little malty at the end.
It's just a little bit of a heavier mouthfeel than I really want from a Gose or something. When I'm drinking a Gose, I want it to be pale yellow at best. Like I really don't want it darker than straw, and I don't want it to feel like it's darker than that in my mouth, you know. But all in all, it's a really solid beer, really good. I would definitely recommend it to somebody on the shelf. If you like Goses, it's great. It tastes good. It's just it's a little bit like heavier mouthfeel than I'm really looking for.
Nicholas.
Nicholas?
These guys all did 125. I'm gonna say 1.3. All right, I'm gonna go there. Why? Number one, it's in a pint can.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's under $5.
That's true.
So
There's
it's pint
not
beer
many
for less than $5.
Goses that come in pints. A lot
Number
of them
two.
are 12 ounces.
This is brewed by Sycamore. Sycamore is kicking ass right now.
Yeah.
I thought they could have done something stupid with this and gone retarded, barrel, whatever, and just really messed up and just retired their Paloma Ghost altogether. But instead, what they did is they made me curious about Paloma Ghost. Third thing, I disagree with you guys' idea about the Ruby Red Grapefruit. It's absolutely there. If you read grapefruit and you're looking for white grapefruit or that yellow grapefruit pithy rind, you're not going to find it. What we're talking about is the inside of that Ruby Red Grapefruit. My grandmother used to send me them Indian River things from Florida every winter. And like I would kick butt to go get those Ruby Red Grapefruits. And you said you don't like them. My brothers, maybe they didn't like them either. They wanted little clementines while they played video games. But I would take that thing and I'd dump sugar and salt right on it. I'm telling you, it was in there. It was in there. Second, the final reason. I don't have any business drinking a
Salt
Ghost.
grapefruit, but no salt on water.
Watermelon. Yeah.
I know you guys caught that. I'm glad.
Good thing you don't take heart medication.
Look, you guys already assaulted that watermelon. I felt like
Those beta pluckers
what
would
Rob,
die.
between what Rob did with the knife and you with the salt shaker, that was downright felonious. All right.
So to fill you guys in, Rob bought us a watermelon to kind of snack on through the day. So
It tasted like a margarita. I said it several times. Beer burrito or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
That's what I want out of Ghost. I don't want this mystical experience that makes me think salt needs to be in every beer.
But you do put salt on your watermelon, right?
no, he
I
just
don't-
found out
other
about
people
that
do.
today. That's what I was getting at. So we had a watermelon. We were snacking on it during a meeting. And he takes a bite and he goes, "Is there salt on this?" And
We
he
even had-
introduced
They felt
that to him
requested,
today.
We even had one of our regular customers
and
come in with his like 10-year-old daughter.
I
and
don't
said,
know. It's almost convincing. I would actually believe that you haven't had salt on the watermelon.
Guys, I worked at Port City Produce. We sold more watermelons than Sam's Club.
we-
every freaking
We
summer.
had one of our regular customers one day with his 10-year-old daughter, and I said, "Hey, do you want some watermelon?" She's like, "Oh yeah." And I said, "Are you okay with salt?" She's like, "Who doesn't like salt?"
You're welcome, Sven. Since we brought it up, you need it, you go get them. Port City,
All right.
you don't even
His
have
Port
to go
Alright,
Chicago
so-
part.
So go ahead and move on to the wine. The
Oh,
High Roller Pinot Noir. We got all the beers, right?
no.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
The
I'm
haze.
sorry. I apologize. We did not.
Oh, this episode should be called Rob Grows Thumbs.
So Nick, start off with your little hazy IPA here.
It's another
Haze is
machine.
strong.
I should call it the Hazevator.
Because aviator.
Yeah, I feel like if you choose this beer, you don't actually have to get initiated in the New England IPA realm. It's not a New England IPA. I was wrong the whole time. It's a hazy Carolina ale.
Okay.
It's got that beach refreshing flavor. It's hazy. It sure is. But does it knock you out of your canoe like Otter Creek? Hell no. Does it taste like a mimosa? God sakes, no.
Spinners are quitter.
Oh,
You said
what I
knock
got
me
out of
my
this
canoe.
was this is another
You got me.
affordable, wonderful to drink, and incredibly refreshing pint of beer. I'm gonna give it a 1-4.
Okay.
A 1-4.
I will go ahead and say flat out 1 though. Hazy IPAs are a thing. They've been a thing. They're probably not going away. Wish they would. A little bit. Because I've had all the good ones. Now it's just chasing what was great. You know, the Ramones.
He still wants the Owsley, you know?
You know, there were a lot of bands that helped make punk rock a thing, and everybody's been chasing punk rock ever since. And you know what? I still like the originals. Rock and roll's the same way, and so are hazy IPAs. The Alchemist made Heady Topper. It's amazing. Every other brewery in the world is trying to recreate Heady Topper, and they're good. It's not Heady Topper.
So a solid 1.
A solid 1. It's good. If I went into a bar, it would not be.
I need that back. There you go.
It wouldn't be what I would
Use it
order on tap. But I mean, if you really like hazy IPAs, it is definitely up your alley. Not my cup of tea, but also I'm a biased human individual that makes decisions based on my personal judgments.
At the moment.
Yep. I'll keep this short and sweet. I'm gonna stick with my 125. I was thinking just a solid 1, but it did surprise me a little bit, so that jumps it up. The smell, I really anticipated something insanely juicy right on the palate, and it wasn't. Like, I was a little bit surprised by the fact that it was a little bit lighter on the palate than I thought it was gonna be.
Classic aviator roast. Big on the nose.
Big on the nose, light on the palate. Again, I'm off the hazy thing. I enjoyed them when they were brand new because it was something new, and then it just turned into drinking juice, which if I'm going to do an IPA, I want some IBUs. I want something a little bit more bitter. I want something a little bit more hoppy. I think hazy IPAs are for drinkers who don't actually like IPAs.
Oh.
So
I'm gonna take my girlfriend out to the IPA bar.
What girlfriend? You don't have
So 1.25, just because it did surprise me a little bit, but definitely a solid 1.
In the gaming world, we call them noobs.
Noobs.
So, Aviator's not gonna like me. I give it a 0.5. A
Oh!
couple reasons.
Oh, man, he's gonna go after the label reference.
Nope, I'm not. The
We
label's
could. We could.
the label's actually cool. I agree completely with Christina. I think she actually was reading my mind when she said, you know, the hazy IPA is the IPA for people that don't like IPAs.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm.
I think the haziness, the juiciness, definitely knocks down the IBUs, takes away that bitter, takes away that big hoppy, huge.
What an IPA is.
Yeah. But here's the main reason I'm going to give it a 0.5, and it's again deals with the can. Nothing to do with the size of it. Deals with the price tag on the back. This is a $4.75 pint.
I thought you were gonna say somebody put it in the wrong place. Or did I put it in the right place?
It's a pricey beer.
Aviator, I'm sorry. This is a okay hazy IPA.
What's the 450 tags on the bottom of the can?
This is an okay IPA. It's not a 475 IPA in my book.
I thought that was a typo
It
earlier.
kind of just sits there. It doesn't do anything for me.
I wanted to.
It doesn't blow me away. I mean, it's
Not to mention that you're like, you go somewhere else outside of here, it ain't gonna be 475.
Yeah.
It'll be more than that.
yeah. I mean, when I saw the price point when it came in, I was like, wow, did I really buy that without looking at the price? Because
The haze was strong with this one.
it was supposed to blow me away, and it didn't.
Yeah.
And at that price point, I can't give it a higher rank than half.
Half
You know what's
half
blowing?
thumb.
You know what's blowing me away in IPA world right now? I've got the Southern tier, 2X.
Double hop.
Yeah, and we just got it in, and they did a fresh label.
Actually, this is the first time we had it. Before we had the 3X.
Okay,
The 3X is brutal. That year is
They
brutal.
renewed the label, and they sort of just doubled down on efforts. They went to that's an IPA.
All right, so I tried to start this off earlier, and I went a little early. I'm sorry, I apologize. So this
Happens
is
to the best of them.
yeah, that's what I've been told. That's why I'm among the best. So
It happens to us when we're not the best of us.
So this is the High Roller 2017 Pinot Noir from the Central Coast of California. $17 a bottle.
Wow, what is in me?
I overall wasn't impressed with it. I'm going to give 0.75.
Oh!
It kind of hung out in the middle of what I was expecting. Nose, I was expecting was going to be a big extracted wine. They were going for a certain demographic, and then the palate didn't go for that demographic. It went the other direction. So it kind of sat in the middle and did nothing with it. It wasn't a blow me off my seat wine, and it wasn't great. It did have. I think it's a great cheeseburger wine. Other than that. Am I going to buy a $17 bottle for cheeseburger wine? I don't know. Yeah.
I I think I'll follow up Rob here. I'll go ahead and spill my best.
Maybe I'm just surly tonight. I don't know.
No, I think
I don't necessarily trust my rating. I think I'm a little higher on my rating on this because I think there's a certain palatability to this, and now I'm about to make Rob crack that. Because instead of cheeseburgers, I think this is the perfect wine to bring to your seniors Domino's party, like your Mexican train party in like some retirement community.
I'll destroy you in some Mexican train.
Cause like you can leave this thing on the counter without a fork all night long.
That's not where my head went.
Yeah. Domino's is
Seniors and Mexican
It's
train.
a Domino's game.
It's not what you think.
You guys. You guys see what I deal with?
It is from California, and they are coming over the border.
They do weird
Stop.
stuff out there in California on the
So
West
what's your
Coast.
rating, Nick?
I would say far from the donkey show. This thing gives me at least one thumbs up. Alright.
Wow.
The donkey show is where they can't afford
No,
the
No.
That's where they
No.
Context is everything.
So what's your rating?
So I'm just gonna give it a thumb.
A full thumbs up.
That's right. Here's why. The palatability is nice. It's a Pinot. This is, guys, you guys drink wine. You guys are like questioning the meaning of life on the next bottle of wine you open. And if it doesn't spit back tannins that make your tongue curl like a troll's shoes, then you're not having it.
I mean, you literally just hit the nail on the head.
Whereas normal people like me show up to like group parties, I might drink half a glass of the bottle of wine I opened. But I paid $17, I want a cool looking label. I want it to tell me not only California, I need it to say someplace in California. So this is a recognized AVA. It's not the top tier AVA, but it is a recognized AVA. And such, it's on the bottle. They got a poker chip. I'm sold. I'll bring it, show it to my friends. They don't even drink wine. They probably think it's cool.
Isn't gambling illegal in California?
Isn't gambling like...
Only if you get caught.
Okay.
Josh?
Alright, Josh.
Cool. I'm gonna practice for my political career that I'm anticipating starting
You're
soon.
not going to give it a rating.
And I'm going to abstain.
Yeah.
No thumbs.
Same with the other sweet wines.
So Rob grew thumbs and Josh sold this.
If you're going to abstain from that, I am going to give it a 0.25.
We can record my rating later on. But we can't post it.
Again, we said this at the beginning of this wine.
Josh sells his
It's
thumb.
the proof is here. Like I have been kind of choking it down. I'm not a huge fan of Pinot Noirs. Like I have never found one that I've enjoyed. This also is one I have not enjoyed.
And you should
Again?
hear the stories of things she swallows.
Shut up.
Awesome. This is 11 bottles I will be able to sell.
There's something about them. And again, Nick, you might have had been on something with that. When I drink a red wine, I want it to like bite me back. Like I want something heavy. I want something bold. I want something like a little spicy. Like this, Pinot Noirs don't give me any of those things.
Mexican train, a little spicy? What are we talking about here?
But Pinot Noirs just don't do it for me. And I don't care for them. If I'm gonna drink a red wine like this, just give me sweet red wine. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
man.
I don't
Oh.
care for Pinot Noir.
Oh, you should have interrupted.
Can you say sweet red wine with like a
correct.
whistle?
Oh.
Alright.
I'm not a fan.
You know what? She wasn't here for the
1.25.
Chiava. I can't.
The only reason that I give it a ranking is because I do like the poker chip on the front. It's a bottle.
Yeah, it's a portable bottle. Tea leaf
But again,
green.
I would never pick it up just because it's not my cup of tea.
Look, I'm,
Politically speaking,
Alright, so I guess I can give it a rating.
this thing was
You gave it
awesome
a
on my
0.25.
grand counter.
I can go with 0.25. The only time I can see actively, this is just my opinion, there are probably other people out there that don't think this way. The only time I can see myself drinking this wine actively is if I was at a house party and I'm like, yes, I'll take a Pinot Noir, which is what I would never say at a house party. But in the event that I did,
He'd be like, Okay.
And
so
someone
where's the
handed this
scotch?
to me in a plastic cup, and there may be like a cigarette butt out in it, then maybe I'd drink it.
Yeah, it's the proof is in the fact that if you guys have been watching, I have been going back to this.
If you mix it
beer
with scotch,
more
it
than
tastes
anything.
like port cherry.
Just not a
All
super
right.
fan, guys. So
All right, so that's
that
gonna
is
wrap it up for us.
episode 51. Tune in next week for year.
1 year. 1 year.
Nick's got, or not Nick, Rob's got some great things planned for the 1 year anniversary.
Christina said she was gonna do a dance.
Yeah, sure.
Dressed as a shark.
Baby shark.
Oh no!